I feel good. I love this intro song.
Access granted.
Welcome to Center of Light. Welcome to my humble abode. Welcome to your house. Everyone, good to see you. Keith Anthony Blanchard here. Yanava to all of us. It's kind of like Christmas. I'm gonna write a Christmas Yanava song. I'm joking. Hello, everyone. Heather Buttery, what's up, girlfriend? Tanya Robichaud. If it sounds like South Louisiana, that would be Robichaud. Tanya, I did send you a Facebook request. Kelly Bird, Lore, Fleckner, woo, KK. Let's see who's here on You Now. Pretty cool platform. I have to be careful. I am becoming a TikTok junkie. There's lots of cray on TikTok. Fun stuff. Lots of food. Oh, they both working. Yeah. Thank you. I got all huffy puffy at Facebook and they didn't do anything wrong. It was the software. So it's working. I'm grateful. Tonight is Center of Light. Hey, I feel good. Da-na-na-na-na-na. I knew that I would now. I feel good. So good. I got you. So tonight is Center of Light. Hey, I feel good. The man is throwing down. He is in the fire. Tanya says she pronounces it Rubisha. Hello, Albulita. I feel good. I knew that I would now. Tonight is all about some feeling good. Hello, Dana Troyer. Robert Harrison. I'm going to take a commercial break here shortly. I want to acknowledge my brother, Robert Harrison. He is so generous. He's pushing me and in a good way. It's stretching me, and I need it, and I want to say thank you. Tonight is all about feeling good, and we're going to use a little bit of feeling bad in contrast so we can see what feeling good really is about. Hello, Nori Love. Love some Nori Love. I feel good. I feel nice. Sugar and spice now. So tonight is about feeling good. How often do you feel good? Not when you're trying, just when you at your default. You don't have to tell me, but if you want, you can share, because everyone's going to support you. But how often do you feel good? Not when you're trying to feel good. Well, let me go do something that makes me feel good. As a constant in your routine, is your life doing this or is your life doing this? In other words, the closer the intervals, really it becomes a straight line eventually, which means there is no broken flow down the timeline as you go. You're always in it. Because you, me, we have it all. We have learned to craft ourselves in such a way that we're always in doing what we love, doing what we want. In our king or queendom, our sovereignty, this is not only your world, this is your universe. Are you the Mr. or Mrs. Universe of your reality? Are you living in your king or queendom? I'm getting there. Many of you are getting there, and if you're not, tonight is for all of us, but definitely for you. It's about you, shouldn't it be? Maybe that's why you're not as happy as you could be. See, in such a way, strangely, ironically, it does require not only a little bit, but a lot of selfishness. You can never, ever escape selfishness. In its true sense, in its true definition, you can never escape it. How is that? Let's say you want to go be selfless and help someone. What are you getting out of it? In such a way, it's about you as it becomes about them. Because there is no separation whatsoever. Selfishness, without being an asshole, making your life about you without being an asshole, truly, as a mirror reflection, which is one and the same, the golden coin of, it's the same thing. It's all selfishness and it's all selflessness. Because ultimately, it's all about you feeling good. I feel good. Da-da-da-da-da-da. Hello, David Whiteside. You see? It's funny, isn't it? Let's see what's happening. I'm going to go to a commercial break. I'm going to come back into the full presentation. Looking at some of the platforms. I see Dana. I see Robert. I see Summer Fusion. Everyone here on Facebook. Tanya Robichaud. David Whiteside. Bruh. Abilita. Heather Buttering. Nori Love. Tina. Hi, Tina. Mariam Along. Kelly Bird. All right, y'all. I want to share something with you that my brother Robert was so lovingly and generously offering. He donated lots of things to Center of Light as his contribution to a cause. Why? Because be. And when we are truly being, we cause things to happen. And so Robert Thank you. I created a short snippet of the products. Let's call it merch to perch. I got some merch. And I also have some Center of Light memorabilia stuff coming down the pike soon. Coffee cups, jogging pants, shirts. I'm going to have some of these. Why not? Every dog has fleas. I hope you get the itch. All right, so here we go to the merch to perch. I'll see you guys shortly. And if you are interested in any of these that you see in this commercial break, this is brand new. This is my first time. So I'm going to get into a flow. I'm going to shorten this whole thing, get right to the point. Everything gets to flowing. Send it to me in this forum. Keith, I'm interested in this one, this one, this one. Or you can send it to me in my inbox and on Facebook or at keithanthonyblanchard@gmail.com. America is cool in the sense that if I send a small thing, let's say I send this to Canada, $15, give and take. So, but I will work something out with you. But for those in America, depending on what it is, it may or may not include shipping. It's just minimal, It's formalities, technicalities, all that, principalities. Robert, thank you. I'll see you guys shortly. I feel good. I knew that I would now. Hello, Abigail Ingle. Welcome everyone to Center of Light. Hey, I feel good. I feel good. Life is good. I'm done with all the and the out here stuff. I have no excuse, like anyone else, that it was my way of venting, becoming clear, and doing that which is dear to me, which is to continually, ongoingly, consistently, constantly, deeply feel good. I think that's what every being in the universe wants, yearns for, craves, burns for, turns for, churns for, squirms for. Dear Lord, every being in the universe, even bad beings, even those selfishness beings, which is, we talked about a minute ago, which is actually selflessness and vice versa. Because even when we're selfish, we want something. We want to feel good in giving ourselves away. So that's selfishness. Even beings in the universe on any level that are bad, they're looking for the same thing. In a very unbalanced way, in a very selfish way. That would be true selfishness. Because it does not include anyone else. Selfish. It's me. only me, versus I'm going to give me away so I can get some more of me, and together we can both grow. Yo, sis, bro, it's about feeling good. Are you feeling good? The scale from 1 to 10, you can divulge it here or not. Do I feel good consistent? No one's judging you. Is it yours like this to where the intervals are shorter and it's becoming a straight line? Or are the intervals very wide and very broad and have lots of breadth or width, as they say? You're not feeling it so much. Why? Just ask yourself simply, why? It doesn't require an answer. In fact, your answer will fuck it up. You don't want to answer the question of, why don't I always feel joyful? Keith, shouldn't it require an answer? No, it does not. Because in the no answer is infinite possibility, which is the greatest possible answer that can ever, was, is, or could ever be. Don't answer it. Your divine parent will answer it for you. Hello, Lynn. You don't have to answer it. Because even in meditation, we go into, I'm looking for the answers. I'm looking for the answer to peace. That's what meditation is erroneously thought to be. Oh shit, nothing's working. Are you consistently peaceful, joyful? If you're peaceful, you are joyful. If you're joyful, you are peaceful. All these beautiful words are interchangeable, but yet they have their place in their space in refining what joy, happiness, peace, bliss, ecstasy, nirvana. They're all fragments of the same unified, I feel good pie. But they all have little different inflections. Right now, I can maybe throw out, think about something that helps you to feel peaceful. And you go, and it comes to you immediately. Then I say, think about something that helps you feel happy. They're not the same thing, are they? At all. Think about something that makes you feel pleasurable. Something completely different. But when you are feeling good, it encompasses all of these. Because feeling good is not pigeonholed to joy, bliss, peace, ecstasy, nirvana, happiness. Feeling good is inherent in a common thread or the common denominator that wins its way through all of those. What's up, Bob Broham Sandwich? Christine? So, I bet when you find that you're joyful, as the dominant, the alpha, as you look a little more mundanely, find my words, Keith. When you're feeling good, in the sense of, I just had a total brain fart. When you're joyful as the dominant, you look inside of it and you will find the peace, and then you'll find the happiness, and then you will find the this and the that and the pleasure. But when pleasure is dominant, you will find the joy, you will find the happiness. So these things have a major tone in and of themselves. Joy is joy. Your children bring you joy. Your life partner may bring you pleasure. That is joy as well, but pleasure might be the dominant. At least that's how a relationship starts out for the first 6 months. Agree? Can I get an amen or hallelujah? Brother Jesus? So tonight is about feeling good. Do you feel good? How often? Not only how often, how long, how often. You see, that's the nature of energy, which can never be created nor destroyed. It just exists. It comes in oscillations, intervals, peaks and valleys, waves, and it requires a master or someone who's mastered at least a craft to straighten the line. I'm a very good musician. I'm a very poor musician. I'm a musician that encompasses not only the things I've learned from this, and the line becomes squash. It almost, in a musical term, it's called compressed. When you take the peaks and the valleys of someone who sings and you bring them together so it's not so up and down, it makes it a straight line. Likewise, is your life a straight line? I get it. We all have our waveforms and our wave separations and balances and peaks and valleys. I get it. But I'm here to stimulate you, but more so to stimulate myself. Pleasure. Welcome to the Center of Light, everybody. Good to see you. All right, so tonight, let's get down into some stuff. I'm going to be talking about spiritual expansion. This is the umbrella. This is the primal topic. It's all about spiritual expansion. Everything is spiritual. You using the bathroom is spiritual. You having a horrible day treating other people like garbage is spiritual. It's about spiritual expansion, which creates transcendence. Once we begin to expand, we begin to transcend. Via the awakening we gain from the lessons from the lower plateau. We begin to move slowly but surely, step consciously into a heaven on earth a heaven on earth existence. Because you see, heaven on earth is not a world out here. That world is dead. It's gone. There's nothing there left. Instead, there is this new world for all of us, and it's internal. Seek the kingdom within. It's you. It's always you. Everything is you. You can never escape this truth, this reality, this spiritual law. No matter where you go, you are. You still practicing with your band in the garage, or you the rock star? It's truly up to you. Up to me. Heaven on earth, you can bet that one key into it is simply happiness. Happiness is somewhat a large title as well, because happiness encompasses a lot of different aspects. We move into ascension because we're tired, just simply tired. When I mean tired, I don't mean I'm tired. It means I'm tired. I think a lot of us need that disposition, including myself. I'm tired. And the more I admit that to myself and allow that to take place in my matrix, the more I get to feel good. I feel good. Christina says she's tired. I get it, sister. Katerina, I'm tired. I'm tired of bickering with the world, which is ultimately taking responsibility and bickering at myself. And seeing this, I begin to expand my consciousness. I feel better. I feel bliss. I feel ongoing joy to levels and depths I've never experienced before. I'm always trying to have fun. Hello, Andrea Forrest. I'm always trying to have fun. I am a cray-cray. Many people who know me intimately will say, he is a Sagittarius and he is definitely a fire sign. I like being in the fire. Brings me joy, takes me higher. We talked about pleasure. Now we're moving on to peace. Oh my God. Peace. In fact, if I'm at peace, I don't need happiness, pleasure, this, that to any degree or measure. I don't give a about anything. I don't need anything. I can just be without a body in this hole, this zero space forever, because I don't require anything. I'm at peace. What a delicious sandwich with extra mayo. Laughter. What a gateway. Hello, Robert. Laughter. What a gateway to infinity and beyond. Laughter. Laughter is all about enlightenment. The reason everyone guffaws and or laughs is because someone said something that triggered us in such a powerful way. There's an enlightenment that happens. That's why it's called an aha. Ha-ha. Laughter. And last, definitely not least, we're going to penetrate the multiverse with this one. Elaine says, I am at peace. Laura Fleckner says, hold the mayo, please. How about some extra cheese then? You got to make up for it. You got to balance it out. So here's the last one. Bruh. So I'm going to make you wait. Spiritual expansion. Ooh, this is what it's all about. Transcendence. I'm working on it. Awakening. I'm working on it. Heaven on earth. I truly understand it. I'm happy. We're all going to ascend. Consciousness. Yeah, I can feel my balloon expanding. I feel good. Right? And all these words. Nori says, because I'm happy. Robert says, the Three Stooges. Tanya's laughing. So the word that is the Big Daddy Broham Sandwich Sistar word is ecstasy. And I don't mean the drug, though I've done that a few times, and I got close. But the word is ecstasy, man. Ecstasy. It penetrates the universe. It's the fiber. It is the fabric, the fiber, the cosmic DNA. Everything that could be anything exists because of the gel, the vibratory gel of ecstasy. It's the lubricant that holds all the moving parts together. It's ecstasy. Imagine becoming so spiritually endowed because you love yourself so deeply that you are in constant ecstasy. I have had those experiences many times. Now, I'm in oscillation because they're not coming as quick as they were and not lasting as long as they did. So that means I got to get busy. But I'm feeling good. Are you feeling good? Ask yourself, do I feel good consistently? Immediately you will find yourself on 40% side of the line or the 60% side of the 50, whatever the point. You're going to find yourself on either side of the line. That's the starting place. Do I feel good simply? The answer comes immediately. How about, do I feel good over the course of a week, every week? The answer will come. So the next question becomes, how often per few days do I feel this? How often every day do I feel this? How often during an hour do I feel this? And what you will find begin to happen, trust me, I've been doing this shit for 30 years, beautiful shit, 30 years. When you start off with the first question that you don't answer, because the answer will show up, God will speak to you. God does not require you thinking about what the answer should be. Just ask the question. Am I a happy person? You know immediately. Try it. Am I a happy person this year? Was I a happy person last year? Do I think I'm going to be happy soon? See, all these throws these... What's the word I'm looking for? I want to find the right word. Volleys. It will volley back to you. Sort of like a spiritual ping pong. So all you have to do is, don't worry about it. It'll come. Am I happy in general? And so as you begin this refinement process, you will find the oscillation, the waves, and your life go from to greater degrees and greater degrees until it speeds up so fast that there's no more peaks and valleys. It becomes a straight line. When your life becomes a straight line, you are living in the conscious river of life without effort. This is the way of it. You're not broken. You just want to be happier. So as you begin to ask, am I happy? Am I happy this week? Am I happy today? And you find yourself moving closer and closer to the center focal point of the one question that encompasses them all, which is a question you simply never have to ask, because you brought yourself to a point that I've been asking a whole bunch of ridiculous, redonkulous questions. There is no question. I just need to be by myself in this center point, and that is the relationship with the now moment. I'm always here. So I'm always governing without control, but I'm always lucid and aware to where I'm influencing my reality by doing absolutely nothing. When we get to that place collectively, dear Lord, all right, I'm going to take a song break. I'm mostly having a little bit more fun tonight, as you can tell, because I feel good. Da-da-da-da-da-da. I knew that I would now. So I'm having a little bit of fun because I got my software working again. I don't have to do all this extraneous extra work, but I do want to look at a platform that is new to me. Hello, everyone, and you now. Armalo Donatus. Everyone, welcome to Center of Light on this new platform. Let's see what's happening on YouTube. Everyone's still there. Good to see you guys. I'm going to be right back. Let me see what song I'm going to play. Robert, again, I want to say thank you for the merch. If anyone is interested in this merch, anything that you saw me play it again on the back half of the show, let me know. I'm going to play you something off of... I'm going to do some Lavender Soul tonight. When we understand from soul to bones that we are all, remember when I just expressed and shared that when we find everything in such long peaks and valleys and we start asking these questions that does not require an answer, because your mind's going to want to answer, become aware, catch your mind trying to answer. Am I happy? And your mind's going to immediately engage before you even finish talking and say one thing or another. Even if it says yes, even if it says no, those two answers that you get immediately is irrelevant. Where you will really hear the voice of God and not the voice of the monkey in your mind is, am I happy in general? The answer is going to show up. Say, okay, put that there, and you step back and go, that is the answer. And then you do the said work around it. And then you become a sexy dancer. Because you feel good. I'll be right back. Some Lavender Soul. You are perfect in every way. That's the 0 point. That's the ongoing stream of happiness. But it will take a while. Still taking me some time. But take the time. Do those things you love. Stop doing the things you don't.
There's a world apart from man and fear. choice to make, to promise yourself you'll celebrate. There's a time to trust, and a time to love, and a time to know who you are. So let the love of God on you. It's always been that way. It's time to celebrate who you are. Perfect in every So it's up to you, a plan to make, to promise yourself you'll celebrate. There's a time to love, and a time to trust, and a time to know you are loved. Time to know you are loved. So let the love of God on you. It's always been that way. It's time to celebrate what you are. It's time to celebrate who you are. It's time to celebrate that you are.
Tonight is, hey, I feel good. Do you feel good? Like you knew that you would not. Do you feel good? Is life good for you? Do you feel happy ongoingly? What are you doing about it? No one else can do it for you. You feeling good simply is your ticket to ride. Are you making strides? Taking the effort to move, groove yourself in a place of those things that just bring you a kick. Because if you don't, trust me, you will get a kick in your pants. To make you dance, do it while you got the chance. Let me ask you this. What makes you sad? Let's play the opposite so we can see the contrast. This is not a bad affirmation exercise. It's contrast. The intention is healing, not dwelling. What makes you sad? Did you lose a child? God bless you. I know what it's like to lose someone. We all do. I've seen my parents go through it a few times. We all have. I understand that. But still, we can still love and let go of the grief that is long. Everybody grieves at their own pace. I get that. But is there a time that is special and sacred enough that for their sake and our sake, that we move to another level? Are you holding on to a job that's leveling you out? Are you holding on to a relationship that without a doubt is complete? You don't have to answer the question. It's most important that you don't. You want to leave that job? Do you want to leave that job? Hello, Jackie. Jackie, I did play a video just a little bit ago. I will send it to you because you asked me to send you about the merch to perch, the products for a donation. So I will send that to you. Have you allowed yourself recently, or often, or never, to do those things you've always been wanting to do, but you keep putting them off? What about those things that you keep doing because you feel you have to? Depression, you're thinking about the past of a something something. Anxiety because you're worried about a something something. And you launch both of those from this now space. The only thing that's real is this now space, not as the outside place, or going to anywhere but here. Because anywhere you're trying to get to ultimately will be here. It may take you 20 years, but 20 years from now, you will find yourself there and affirm to yourself, I'm here. So time in this way becomes an illusion that its barriers can be so broken simply by making a choice. Keith, you make it sound easy. That's the hard part, because it is easy. We have been indoctrinated and instilled with difficulty, painting a picture that it's the truth. Work hard, you will accomplish something. You have to work hard on a relationship. Well, of course you do. If you think the relationship needs a lot of work, then you will have to work hard on the relationship. Letting go of relationships is tough. We all want closeness. We all want love. But we no longer want for love and we realize it's ourselves. Then we bring the love that we were starving for when we don't need it. That's the paradox. Welcome to the other side. Hello, Marcia Bailey. It's good to see you, girl. It's been a while. Meditation is the foundation to always being in joy. This is fantastic, but that's not the only thing you need to employ. There are other ways to meditate. I love washing the dishes. I love washing dishes by hand. My automatic dishwasher has been out. I didn't call the office. I don't care. It gives me some time to scrub clean, kind of change my space. I have to focus on what I'm doing. I have to clean things. I have to dry things, get things in a hygienic kind of place. Meditation can come in many forms. It can come in gardening, playing music, painting, whatever is your way. Do you not notice that when you're doing those things that you love completely, let's say you're going to do this thing that you love for 2 hours. It seems like 15 minutes or 30 minutes has passed. Go sit in a dentist or doctor's office and watch what happens. The time has not changed. It's only our response to it. Is it not? 30 minutes is 30 minutes, no matter how you slice that pie, but P-I-E. But when you slice the pie, P-I, 3 point whatever. Reality just totally turns within itself and over in its own head. I understand doing things we feel obligated to. We don't want to turn a friend or a loved one down. I get that. Abulita says, I love sewing. So what? No, I'm teasing. Yeah, that's awesome. But sometimes, even though we feel obligated, we need to look at the obligation. Is it truly because I want to do this? Does my loved one really need this? And it's truly not about me? Or is it something that is, they're just asking and you feel obligated and you go, I really don't want to do this thing. So when we start shaving and whittling or sculpturing to reveal the David within ourselves, we need to begin to shove off the extraneous stuff. Jackie's being honest, so I'm going to acknowledge her. She says illness and heartbreak. Heartbreak and illness. Jackie, if you would, know I love you. Everyone, please support Jackie. Take a breath. Send her beautiful, what she's due, her love. Instead of illness and heartbreak, just reverse those two. Heartbreak and illness. So what is it we're really afraid of? Because you can bet. And not feeling good when you could feel good. Like James Brown, I feel good. It all comes down to being afraid. Let's dissect this spiritual frog. It comes down to being afraid. Well, Keith, I simply just don't like doing this thing. Because you're afraid. Well, I'm not afraid of not liking to do this thing. Yes, you are. Because the truth is, I'm afraid to tell whoever or to not do this thing. Because I'm afraid that if I don't do this thing that I feel so obligated to do, life turns for you upside down. So let's dissect those fears. Yours may be different than mine, so forth and so on. Hello, Rhonda Little. I just saw you. Christine says, I understand this. I'm learning it myself on the spot, Christine, so thank you for the reflection. You see, I feel bad in relationship. Well, stop being in relationship. Well, I'm not afraid. Well, yes, you are. You're afraid to leave the relationship. Relationship with a job, a person, a thing, an idea, a task, an obligation. It's all relationship. It's us relating to what we think life actually is. This is not what life is. We're grateful for the life out here as a reflection of ourselves, and we appreciate it because it's simply beautiful to take on. It's a reflection of God's true beauty, which is everywhere and everything and everyone. So that's what beauty is. And in taking in such things, we become beautiful ourselves. So that those who look upon us go, this is beautiful. So it's an ongoing conscious expansion, evolution into the beauty of everything, which is what we call God. And we all own a piece of that, or a piece of that. But the ultimate truth to endless, ongoing, constant, never-ending, infinite happiness, joy, bliss, ecstasy, pleasure, this, that, the other, anything beyond measure, we call that God. But it's really a choice. It's just simply a choice. To want to be in the river of happiness, you don't require anyone or anything or any situation to budge you from your ongoing ecstasy, your ongoing peace. I don't care if I die. Hence the question I just posed. What is it that many people are so afraid of? Losing the job? Well, I don't care. Keith, I don't really care about, well, you do because you're afraid. Or this and that and the other. But it all boils down to, this is going to kick you right in the throat. Kicked me in the throat. So I got tired of getting kicked in the throat. I'm scared to die. I'm scared to die. It's the ultimate fear. So if it is the root chakra, the root primal fear, anything that is not of the light gets encumbered, it gets blocked. Nothing can happen. And as we make strides, we start to let the light in. And to where there is no more filter. This is the baseline. This is the straight line of moving into bliss, ecstasy, joy, pleasure, passion, erotic, See, all these words have their place, but they all fall under ecstasy and peace. And all these dominant words, that is our natural disposition. It is the glue, it is the fabric that holds everything in creation together. Bob says no fear. No fear of death. You are going to die. We are all going to die. Jim Morrison says, nobody gets out of here alive. The sad and shameful part, the regretful part, is not a fear. It's really not a fear of, let's dissect it even further. So we went from all these fears to all, and we dwindled it down to a fear of death. Then I'm not going to live long enough to have the joy that I've been slacking and procrastinating of bringing into my life. So I'm scared to die because I don't feel like I'm fulfilling my life of 75, 80, 90 years. God bless you, however long. So it's really not even a fear of death. So now we're getting down really into the flat line. Death, flat line. We're getting to the line, the flat line of constancy. It's not even a fear of death. So what is it? It's a fear of regret that you have not allowed yourself to live fully. You go to a convalescent home, you sit and chat with someone who is 85, whatever years old, and they're like this, God bless their, whatever. Even people who just there just out of convenience because of their old age, they will tell you, I'm ready to get the fuck out of here. Because they're full. They're full. So it's about us being full of ourselves. Selfish. In such a way that all I want is joy, not only for myself, but for other people. And helping other people. If you got $20 in your pocket, instead of buying the this or the that you treat yourself to a month, I'm not saying you don't. I'm just throwing this out there to hear myself say it. Because I do it often and I need to do it more often. Divide that up between 4 people who need a sandwich. Joy. Service is of the highest calling. Constant service. Wow. I've been doing these interviews, these presentations for years. I'm selfish. I'm a selfish son of a bitch. I love hanging out with you and I want you for my own. And it brings me joy as to why I keep doing this and come back. Like you have this craft that you love. Do you need to invest in, master a new craft that you've been wanting to? Ultimately, we're scared of something. Ultimately, it looks like death. But ultimately, it's regret. Regret will kill you. In fact, regret is the end of you, because then now it's compounded with guilt, and then more regret that you allowed yourself to feel guilty, and this whole thing turns into an absolute ball of not necessary mess. All right, we're going to take a short pause. We're going to be right back. I'm going to play something off of my soon-to-be new album, Samadhi. What is Samadhi? I am happy. I am invested in myself. You can consider yourself a cave, a sacred cave that no one else can enter. No one, not even your greatest lover of life in any way can enter. It's supposed to be that way. Now you can have another cave that is not so to speak, sacred, that everything else can happen, however many caves you want. But this one and this one only, no one else can enter. It's supposed to be that way. You and God, which is ultimately yourself, because God is yourself. As you selflessly give yourself away, it's all about trying to get something. You selfish creature you are. You see. And in between the laughter and the ideas that I'm painting here, there is something in the middle of all that. As I understand what Keith said here, and I understand what he said here. So now you throw that away and you strip that away. Now you're left with the nucleus, the essence of the ongoing consistent, straight line we call bliss. But you have to be in the fire. Let everything inside of you that does not serve you, it has to perish. It truly has to be burnt away. I'll see you shortly.
I'm longing for home, I'm all alone, though there are people everywhere. But the question comes, will I be free? Rejected with love, affected by love, resurrected with love, yes, into the fire. Yes, into the fire.
feel good. I knew that I would now. Center of Light, hey! Good to see you, folks. Thank you for joining. My bro, Bob, says, Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, my new bestseller. It's a year old recently. Arrived at his house today. Thank you, sir. In this book is the entire book, part of the Divine Principle, my original entrance, if you will. My second book was For the Love of God, A Spiritual Journey, about my time in India for 2 weeks when a divine man came to me in a dream and said, come see me. And I said, how will I do that? He said, don't worry. 2 weeks later, I get a phone call from a person I never met, offering me a round trip ticket to India first class. The story of my 2 weeks in India, written from a now perspective. So instead of, I remember back in 2000, at 8 o'clock that morning, this thing happened and this is where it went. I said, oh my God, today is February or whatever date. And God is walking up to me versus telling a story. I kept it in present tense. That way you can feel the emotion of what was happening inside of me at the time. So, Bob, I think you're going to love it. So, part of the Divine Principle at the very beginning and the very ending in Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul. But the middle section is about my entire book called For the Love of God, A Spiritual Journey. Bob, you're going to dig it. Lots of synchronicities, not just basically magic. Lots of synchronicities and magic, but not just like spiritual nuggets and inspirations and models and formats kind of thing. It's just all these magical things. You can dig it. So everyone, welcome to Center of Light. Tonight we're speaking about this fun, beautiful screen I worked on for a little while with James Brown. I feel good. Are you feeling good? Dear Lord, are you feeling good constantly? Again, as a review, if you aren't, simply ask yourself why. Don't answer the question. It's more delicious and powerful if you don't answer the question. Well, Keith, how am I ever going to find the answer? Because you're not the one answering it. It's not an answer you can find. It's an answer that we open up to, and then we find that it was always there. That's the constant. That's the flat line. That's the death, the flat line. We're going to have to die to find the flat line of the constant happiness, joy, bliss, peace, ecstasy, nirvana, moksha, enlightenment, empowerment. To become empowered, you don't go out and use a hammer and chisel or a shovel to find power. That's not how you find power. We find power when we let power of the all simply just invade what we know as our space. It's not something you get. It's something you allow. Because we have to lose our will and want for it to ever gain it. But once we gain it, we gain the responsibility that using our wit and our will is in harmony with the all. And the ever still, you cannot violate universal law. You can't do it. It's called karma. When was the last time we all got a kick in our pants? So we have to surrender to will. And if we will, when we do that, we become unified with the ultimate will, which we have some influence because we are still personalities and divine egos and souls. But when we operate on this level, there is a code of law that you cannot buck. But you have some wiggle room to be yourself, to be happy, to be joyful, to be peaceful, however it is that you choose. But are you doing that? Are you wearing old shoes or new shoes? Love song or the blues? What are you choosing? Are you working on you to become ever joyful? Until you do, you will never be ever joyful. You're not broken, you're just simply not choosing. What do you choose? From Homecoming Crossing the Bridge to the Soul, I'm going to read you a couple of excerpts right there. Here we go. Spirit and I having a dialogue. Spirit speaks first. Clarity tonight is center of light. Hey, I feel good. Spirit says, clarity and love are the building blocks that give the universal its form and maintain its integrity. I talked about that earlier. I'm using this new word now, which is the same because I know the intention of this dialogue is ecstasy. Clarity and love are the building blocks that give the universe its form and maintains its integrity. They are the code, like I just talked about, and law you must follow to become aware of Spirit's omniscience, a reality that is only accessible to those who are no longer within shouting or whispering distance of the ego's voice. Am I happy? In general, overall, am I happy? And the mind wants to answer. That's the ego's voice. Am I happy? The ego speaks. You step back once more. You wait. As long as it takes, even if the next voice or the next or the next or the next, use your intuitive base to know that that's truly the correct one because I'm not thinking about it. In fact, it inserted itself when I was not trying to think about it. Infinite possibilities, Spirit continues, infinite possibilities reside within you now. Can you see them? Can you hear them? Can you feel them? And I respond, I can see, hear, and feel much, but through it all, this was many years ago, doesn't make me better now, I'm just working not so hard. I can see, hear, feel much, but through it all, I still get confused. And then Spirit says, you will be glad to know that whenever you get confused, there's a way for you to become clear. And I say, really? How? By just doing that. You're not asking for an answer. By just doing that. By asking God, me, God, how do I become clear in this situation that overwhelms me? And you leave it alone. The clarity you seek will come through when you repeatedly think of God and invoke my name, whatever name of God is to you, whenever you have concerns. And I say, now I understand why I haven't been able to reach those higher realities as often as I'd like. It's because I'm still not completely clear. There you go, Christine. Good girl. And I continue, did Jesus, Buddha, and other deities go through this same process of purification that I'm going through? Yes, they did. Everyone must go through this process before their light can fully merge. Everyone, know that you have already observed your own clarity in action, because every time your knowing process has broken through, it has given you a quick glimpse of your life's potential. You were usually not able to make much sense of these images, these flashes, but the deepest part of you always knew that things were in order. And I respond, yeah, that's happened to me several times when I've been able to flash on what seemed to be my future. And you're right. I somehow knew that my life was surely going there. And then Spirit responds, Keith, do you remember how tough it was for you to put those feelings into words? And I say, yes. Why is that? Because here's that sacred space I talked about earlier. It belongs to you and no one else. Even if you're doing something, quote, you shouldn't or you should, that's irrelevant. The elephant in the room is, it's about you and your sacred altar. The altar, A-L-T-A-R. And when you find that altar within yourself, then you will A-L-T-E-R, alter yourself into this most delicious sacred space, I tell you. But the deepest part of you knew that all was in order. Remember how tough it was for you to put into words. And I say, yes, why is that? And Spirit responds, because the experience was yours alone. Whenever you have such an experience, and this goes for your whole life, feeling good or feeling bad in general, what you must try to do is remove your beliefs from what you think is happening. That's why when you ask such powerful questions of yourself / God, You don't try to answer it with the monkey in the mind, because the experience was yours alone. Whenever you have such an experience, and this goes for your whole life in general, what you must try to do is remove your beliefs, the one that wants to answer immediately, from what you think is happening. Take care not to ground yourself in what you think is going on, because that will only lock it in. Toss the images around as much as you must, and even I invite you to do so. But know that any restrictions, such as your beliefs, as we talked about earlier, your fears, the ultimate fear, which is regret, will only inhibit you and keep you in a state of non-elevation. Finally, paragraph. I ask in meditation, one night years ago when I was asleep, I had an incredible spiritual experience that filled me with utter bliss. Did it mean for a moment at least I was without belief? Am I happy in general? Yes, you are, or no, you're not. That's a belief. Step back. One night years ago when I was asleep, I had an incredible spiritual experience that filled me with utter bliss. Did it mean that for at least a moment I was without belief? Spirit responds in closing. Yes, Keith, in that one glimpse, I saw eternity, and it was delicious. But imagine if we can flatten the curve, flatten the line, that we have to die to ourselves to experience that. Yes, Keith, in that one glimpse, you did touch an aspect of your soul. But though you have had those few moments that felt like nirvana, here you go, Ted. Ted, you popped in my head right before I started saying this. But though you have had those few moments that felt like nirvana, never claim that you have finally found me, meaning God, for this will only block you. Instead, continue to look for the deepest meaning in every reality. As you do, you will notice a powerful shift in your thoughts and feelings, a shift that will let you feel even more of that higher self ecstasy when you are awake. What we claim is awake in all of our lives, in many different aspects. We are asleep. I'm awake. You're awake. Well awake. We got out of bed this morning. We did our day's routine. And many of us, we're going to slowly but surely go to bed, to go unawake. Many beings are awake when they're sleeping, and many beings are sleeping when they're awake. So what is the truth? You understand what it is I'm offering. Many beings are hyper awake when they sleep, and many people are not so awake when their eyes are open. So the truth is, we dwell here and we dwell here. But when we flatten it, we compress it in one way, but also in the output way. In the input way, we compress it to keep it constant. In the output way, we unleash it. In other words, once you compress your peaks and your valleys into a flatter line to where things are more of a constant, then you get more output. Actually, you get more gain, more throttle, to where when the peak hits so high, it's saying, I can't take this. But when you bring it like this, then you can raise the whole shelf up to a higher reality. You can raise your whole shelving of yourself to a higher reality and not distort the light that you are. As above, so below, on forever it will go. You take music and the input level, you turn it up too much, it begins to distort. When you get things where they need to be, then it's now clean and crisp, and you get to use the output without frying your speakers. As a musician and a sound engineer, I know this. If you put very little power through speakers that can take it, they will fry. Well, Keith, these are big speakers. They can take it. No, they can't. Because the input wave is distorted. It is broken. It is broken geometry. So the speakers just say, what is this nonsense? It's chaotic order. So they fry. But if you take a lower resolution or a lower wattage speaker with clean power, you get actually more delivery, more volume. Likewise, we get more volume out of life when we compress our peaks and our highlights with our lowlights and twilight zones, because in this straight line is called wisdom. And we have done the work that says, I'm not so happy today. That's okay. Bless yourself. I'm very happy today. Fantastic. Bless yourself. Am I happy in general? Bless yourself. Am I happy in general? And the answer shows up. Step back. And the answer shows up. Step back. And you will know that you can stop stepping back when the answer you get helps you to step forward. And that will help you, like me. I feel good. I knew that I would now. So good. I found you. Good night, y'all. I love you. Peace, love, and light.